Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we will discuss the topic response surface methodology in a very simplified approach using Minitab software. In my previous video I have discussed about the Plackett-Burman design, which is a factorial design, and these methods like response surface methods and factorial designs, Taguchi's designs and many other designs helps the researchers or the PhD students into the designing of particular experiment and an analysis of in a meaningful way. Now we will discuss that how to design a design matrix for the response surface method. First of all, we will open the Minitab, then we will go to the state, and after state then we will select the response surface methodology under the heading of DOE, means design of experiments. Then we will create the design like response surface methodology has two types: central composite design, which is suitable for 2 to 9 factors, while box Benken design is suitable for 3 to 7 factors. First of all, we will select the factors. Suppose we want to incorporate 4 factors, then we will select the available design. Then there is central composite design. We will use the blocked design of 30 runs. Okay, and if we are using the box Benken design, then we can select the 27 or 46. Greater the number of the runs, the greater the resolution of the experiment. So we have selected this. Now design, we will run a full design with 2 axial, 4 cube and total 7 center points. Okay, then we will select, click on OK, and researchers can define their numbers according to their requirement in this dialog box, but we are going through default line. Okay, then we will select the factors. We will take an example of cellulase production and optimization of a cellulose production from the bacteria. So now we will select the factors. Suppose our first factor is the cone strip liquor. Cone strip liquor, it is represented in the percentage. Now our second cone strip liquor. Our second factor is malt extract, which is a nitrogen source. Malt extract, this will also be represented in percentage. Then we will select, suppose pH, and then temperature. Then we will define the lower values and higher values. For cone strip liquor, we will define 3% lower values while 6% higher values. For malt extract, we will define 2% lower values while 4% higher values. For pH, the lower value of pH should be 8, we will select, and the higher level should be 10. Then the temperature, suppose our lower temperature is 30 and our higher temperature is 34. Then we will click on OK, and now we will see the options. That what are the options? We will not do editing here. Then results. Mind well, we should click on the summary tables as well as design table to select the results. Then we will click on OK. Basically it is a central composite design. There are two axial points, alpha value is 2. We can see that factors are 4, replicates is 1, base runs are 30, total runs are 30. Blocks are 2, means the data will be divided into 2 blocks and total blocks are 2. 2 level factorial. It is full factorial design, and cube points are 16, center points are 4, axial points are 8, and center points in axial are 2. So that's how it will become 30 runs, and this is the design matrix. Now we will see the design matrix in a tabular form. You can see that this is the standard order, this is the run order, and type or blocks, then corn strip liquor, our first factor, malt extract second factor, pH is third factor, and temperature is fourth factor. These are the variations. These are the variations in the these factors. Now we will select the response. Our response will be in cellulase activity, cellulose production, and we will show it in unit per ml. Okay, suppose we are selecting, then there is 220 units, 230 units, 280 units, 325 units, then 185 units, then 147 units, 258 units, and 269 units. Likewise we will select in this way 145, 145, 132. Mind well, this is a hypothetical situation. So we will see, we will input the values 230, 280, 265, 247, then 125, 149, 258 once again, then 253, 247, like that, 98, 321, 147 once again, and 250, 261. Likewise we will put the values in our response section, then 231, 285, 270, and 189 and 158. So we have put these hypothetical values in all three run orders. Suppose after the experiment we have got these values. Now we will analyze our data, that how much of the significance of each variable is there on the cellulose productions. So once again we will go into the state, design of experiments, response surface methodology. Now we will click on analyze the response surface design. Responses means our output. Our output is cellulase. Then we will select, these are our terms. Then our predictions, we will not include these. Then graphs, we will 4 graphs, and standardized and regular graphs we will show. Residual versus variables we will not show here. And then results, full table showing unusual values. Then storage, fit, residuals, standardized residuals, deleted, quadratic, design matrix, coefficients. So we will select on that and we'll click on OK, and our entire data will be analyzed. So first of all, residual plots for the cellulase. That means we have selected that much of the data, and by varying those 4 parameters into different concentration by applying central values, we can see that there is a normal probability plot for the residuals. We can see there these are near the isolines, so all the data are randomized, and these are the fitted values, and this is the normal distribution of the data. So however, it is a hypothetical data, but we can see that there is no biasness. Okay, then order wise distributions, then we can see that this is the interpretation or ANOVA analysis of our design. We can see that response surface regression analysis is there. These are the coefficients, standard effect coefficients, t values and p values. We can see that cone strip Likert shows 0.3, means these are the significant, because we can consider the 0.5 as the significant level of significance. So malt extract, cone strip Likert and pH are the 3 factors. These cone strip Likert, malt extract and pH are the 3 factors which affects the cellulose production significantly, as these values are below the 0.5 values, which is decided by the p values initially. Temperature is greater than the 0.5, so it can be assumed that temperature does not affect the enzyme production significantly. So we can exclude these terms from the analysis. Now these are the S values, reverse regression and analysis of the variance. This is the ANOVA analysis. We can see that this is the lack of fit, pure error, interaction between square, linear, and these are the distribution of significant in individual run order. So this has been seen that it is 265.87 feet, run order number 1. So that's how we can conclude, and this has been shown. This is the interaction between cone strip into cone strip, malt extract into malt extract, temperature into temperature, then cone strip Likert into pH. So this regression equation can be generated. So we can obtain these values and we can analyze our predicted values and actual values, so that our data can be validated. Now we can see that fit S1, SRE, TRE coefficients and quadratic values are shown here. So it is a complete statistical analysis, and we can actually conclude without the interference of our experimental errors, that which run order is producing, or which media composition is producing maximum amount of cellulose. That's how we can come to a conclusion and we can publish our research papers. I hope this video will help you, and if you have liked my video, then please do subscribe my channel for future videos. Thank you very much.